Good afternoon, we are Screen and Scene. Today we're going to be talking about animated movies, and here's Mikey with the news.
Hi guys, this is your weekly news wrap-up. So first, Captain America's the Winter Soldier directors Joe and Anthony Russo, who are currently prepping to shoot Captain America Civil War this summer, have reportedly closed a deal with Marvel to direct the sequel to this summer's Avengers Age of Ultron, Avengers Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2. They will be filling in for Avengers 2 director Joss Whedon, who says the flick will be his last with Marvel for now. This film will be a departure from the more espionage action Captain America films, as they will try to juggle a plethora of characters, including the Guardians of the Galaxy, in what will be the Avengers' biggest outing yet. Avengers Infinity War Part 1 will be released on May 4th, 2018, with Part 2 following a year after on May 3rd, 2019. The first trailer for Mission Impossible 5, now titled Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, has dropped very positive reviews. The film once again stars Tom Cruise and be released on July 31st. We also got our first glimpse at the epic finale to the Hunger Games franchise, Mockingjay Part 2, in the form of a motion poster with voiceovers covering what has went down in the franchise up until this point. The trailer is effective at building suspense for what we are sure will be a spectacular finish for the franchise. The film will be released on November 20th. And finally, Jennifer Lawrence has confirmed that her role as Mystique in the X-Men franchise will be complete after her contract with the franchise ends after next summer's X-Men Apocalypse. Lawrence has previously stated that she didn't like the contract she was tied to as it conflicted with her Hunger Games schedule. She also wants to move on from franchises and play more smaller roles, possibly to go after a couple more Oscars. And that's your weekly news wrap-up for this week. So, guys, are you sad to see Jennifer Lawrence leave the X-Men franchise?
Definitely.
I think
thought she played a great part.
Yeah, she's definitely good in it.
Yeah, because Mystique was actually one of my favourite characters.
Yeah.
And I liked the girl who played her in the first trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought she
Yeah.
was really sassy and kind of, like, was really good at the action and stuff. But I think Jennifer Lawrence kind of brought more of, like, a human quality to her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
she portrayed kind of the emotion that she was kind of upset with herself and everything, and I think that was quite good.
I think she was really interesting in X-Men First Class because it was kind of like, it was kind of her dealing with how she looked and like
Exactly,
at the start
yeah.
she kind of really wanted to fit in, and then after she met Magneto, it kind of like you get to see like why she is the way she is.
Yeah.
And I thought that she just brought, like, she is a great actress, like,
Yeah.
no matter if you like her or not, like, she is really, really good, and she kind of brought that emotion to the character as well, so.
It's funny because, like, when I first watched her in X-Men, I didn't know who she was.
Yeah.
But then, like, once the Hunger Games came out, you were like, oh my god, you know, and you already knew she was a great actress, but then, I think...
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen afterwards? Like, she's just...
I don't know, it depends on what they want to do with Mystique, because I think in the next film they're bringing in, like, younger versions of, like, Jean Grey and Cyclops and, who's the other one they were bringing in? Storm and Nightcrawlers. They're bringing in, like, a whole new bunch, but I guess, like, they're keeping, like, Magneto and Professor X, so I don't know, it would make sense for Mystique to stay around afterwards, but
Yeah, and
don't
I mean,
know.
she's young enough anyway, so it's just to be... I guess they have to kill her off, or she just has to go on
Yeah.
vacation
Yeah.
or something.
See, it's the same thing, like, no one really knows what's going to happen after, because I think X-Men Apocalypse is, like, the end of, like, that trilogy, kind of like the
Oh, okay.
prequels trilogy, so I'm not sure what's going to happen after that to anyone, really, so it's kind
Yeah.
of just wait and see.
I hope she kind of realizes after, like, everything dies down after Hunger Games, that she can still be in a franchise or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't
I
have
just
to
don't want
be-
her to leave.
Yeah, I know, but it is, I don't know, I don't really like that kind of attitude, like, oh,
Yeah, that's
it's kind of very, like, I don't know. a bit-
diva-ish almost.
Yeah, like, a bit pretentious, like, oh, I can only be in, like, these, like, little art house films that I'm going to get nominated for Oscars for. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to get that dollar, you have to do the big blockbuster films
Exactly,
anyway,
like,
so.
why not? Just
And they're
do
good as well. It's
everything.
not like she's being put in bad movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. They're successful, and, you know, the character is loved, and it makes her loved as an actress, so...
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's shooting herself in the foot if she does drop it.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about animated movies, and I think some of us have lists. Neve never has lists, so she
I
doesn't
just
have
do
one.
it, you know, by memory.
Yeah,
It was really hard to find animated movies, I think.
Really?
I
Yeah,
had trouble
no.
I
putting it into
like I
something.
have like a decent list. I have more than 10, but I don't know. I thought I'd
Yeah.
have more.
Yeah, true. Well, like I have my 10, but then there was like like 8 more that I couldn't fit into it.
Yeah.
That's pretty
You
crazy.
specifically had to have 10.
I think it's really
Yeah.
bad because in recent years I've just like lost an appreciation for animated movies. I think.
Really?
Yeah, I
think
think
that they've
so.
gotten like
I
they
think
kind
the
of went.
quality has gotten better, but I don't know.
See, I would never really appreciate them, but then I started watching them like the last few years, and I'm like, they're actually really funny.
Yeah.
But they're really like, especially nowadays, they're way more like geared towards adults. Like you can be
Yeah.
I
older
suppose,
and
yeah.
enjoy them as much.
I don't know. I think there's always that thing with cartoons that you hold a nostalgia with cartoons. I don't know. I think of like childhood and stuff with cartoons, so I'd be more game to watch older ones than like
Yeah.
newer ones. But I would go see like the new ones coming out.
Well, mine is like 50-50 pretty much between older ones and newer ones. Well, I'll go through them now anyway. So at number 10, I have Lady in the Tram. That was kind of one like.
Oh
I,
yes.
Yeah, I love dogs when I was
That was
younger,
on
so that was
my
one
list,
that
but
like.
didn't make the top 10.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love, and I actually watched like the Blu-ray transfer for it recently, and it looks so good. Like the
Really?
colors and everything, like it holds up so well. Like, and it kind of reminds you how like really like a beautiful like hand-drawn animation.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
incredible.
And still can be. I think Disney did a hand-drawn one. Like Princess and the Frog was a hand-drawn one. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Which was like the most recent one, but yeah, like it is just so.
It just takes so
pretty
long
look
to
at.
make.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the
But
only
it's
problem with them.
worthwhile.
It
like,
is,
in
but
the
I don't
end.
like the remastered versions of old cartoons. I prefer the old ones just left.
Yeah.
Because they use
Yeah.
different colours and they have different ways of putting the colour in and everything.
But if you see
Yeah.
this, like it's just so much like vibrant, and like I know that like kind of the older fashion, but like it is, it's just so much crisper and cleaner to look at that it was kind of like, I don't know, I think because I saw the one like on VHS like when I was
Yeah.
younger, and it was just so cool to see it like
Yeah.
clearly.
Mm.
So next I have one of the newer Disney ones actually is Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, because I love this because I love like old video games and stuff, so it was so cool to see all these characters just like.
I think that was the
Big
big thing. Everyone loved it because it was like
Yeah.
bringing video games into a movie,
Yeah,
but
and it
not
was-
being cheesy about it.
Yeah, and it was so much different than a lot of the Disney movies that came before as well. Because like they kind of like, you can almost split Disney in half. It's like they have their Disney princess movies, and then they have movies like Big Hero 6 and Wreck-It Ralph and that kind of thing. So yeah, I hope that they do more movies like Wreck-It Ralph, because I don't know, I think it appeals to more people than a princess movie would as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then at number 8 I have The Lion King, which probably people might have expected to be higher.
Still haven't seen.
What?
Well, no.
Oh my God.
I have seen it, okay, but I've watched a lot of these movies when I was a kid,
Oh, you
and I haven't seen them
it again.
since, so
Like,
I
you never
don't.
remember
Lion
something.
Yeah,
King
I
is
haven't
another one that
appreciated
the
them properly.
Remastered
I have
version
to say,
looks so
I
good.
rewatched Lion King fairly recently, and I hadn't seen it again since I was really, really small. And I didn't like it as much as I liked when I was younger. I felt
I
like it was
hated
longer
it when I was younger.
Really?
I like it
I
now. I
didn't
hated
understand
it
the hype
as
when
a
I was
kid.
younger, but now I appreciate it.
No, I
Yeah.
always loved it. I think, I don't know, just the
It's so
characters
good.
and-
I watched it when it came back into cinemas, when they like released it back into
Yeah.
cinemas, and then we watched it my last year of high school because it's based off of what's that classic piece of work? What
that
is
helps. Macbeth? No.
Macbeth, what the hell,
It is-
Oh,
Siobhan?
Hamlet.
It's based off
Oh.
Hamlet.
Yeah, it's based off
Oh.
Hamlet.
We
Okay.
read Hamlet in class, and then like a bunch of 17 and 18-year-olds got so excited because my English teacher was like, "Yeah, now we're gonna watch Lion King," and I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, I don't know, I just love it.
It is good. I think it is a good story,
Mm.
and even the like, I don't mind the sequels of The Lion King.
No,
They're
the
not as
sequels are
bad
well
as some
done.
of the other ones. I
Yeah.
think the third one or 1.5 or whatever it's called was really bad, but the second
Yeah.
one wasn't that bad.
The second one I
compared to
thought was
other
good.
Yeah,
Disney
the
Yeah.
music in
sequels.
the second one was good for a sequel.
Yeah,
That's what I felt.
Because Disney doesn't have a great
No.
and that
reputation.
villain was quite good as well. Actually, I can't remember what her name
Oh,
was.
Scars.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, the woman
Mother.
one. Yeah, she was good. Yeah, so then at number 7 I have Toy Story, the first one.
Only-
This is one that I watched so much when I was a child. And yeah, I don't know, I think it kind of set off like the kind of style that Pixar are going to go with, like these kind of original,
Definitely, yeah.
that everyone can enjoy kind of films. So like, I don't know, I think that was just one that everyone kind of loved when they were a child as well.
I thought that would have been a lot higher on your list, Mikey.
I know.
Same.
There's another Toy Story.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's a
there's
lot
another
higher.
Oh.
Toy Story 2 didn't make the shortlist actually, which is
Toy Story 2
surprising.
is kind of shit though.
I don't think, like, I like it, but I just don't
It's
think
not
It
as good
wasn't,
as the
yeah, exactly.
1 and
It wasn't as
3.
good as the other ones.
Yeah. Then at number 6 I have Shrek 2, which is weird because I didn't put the first Shrek on it. But I don't know. I just love the second Trek so much more. I think it's because of like the pop culture references and the music and
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can
the
go back and watch it
characters.
now, and you just learn you pick up on so much more than you
Yeah,
used to.
exactly. Then number 5, I have 101 Dalmatians because that was like the
Love
Disney
it.
movie that I watched when I was a child.
And of course, there was dogs in it, so you loved it.
Exactly.
But it's so beautiful to look at as well.
Yeah, and
like
the
that's probably my
characters as well.
favorite animation out of all of Disney.
Yeah, and like Cruella de Vil is one of like my favorite villains
Love
as well.
her.
She was just
Too
amazing.
fab to handle.
And then another one, probably people wouldn't expect this to be here, but it's A Bug's Life because like that is
I
actually.
thought
I was
my list
thinking
as well.
about
I
that,
love
yeah.
Bug's
I
Life.
love A Bug's Life, and I think it's so underrated and people forget about it so much. It kind of just gets lost in like
It's good.
the rest of the
Quality.
Pixar movies, but it's actually amazing. If you go back and watch that movie, it's so good. Like,
So good. And then, you know, the little like short that they put in the start before it. The
oh,
old man
the
playing
old
chess
man
with
in the
himself.
chess, that's one of the Pixar's
I just
best
remember
shorts.
that. Like that is childhood to me.
Yeah.
I just remember Bugs Life as being, it was always the advert on before, you know, the cassette, when you got the cassettes as a child. It was-
Oh
Disney
yeah,
had, like,
it
10
was.
trailers.
Yeah.
And that's, I always remember Bugs Life for that.
But the characters are just so funny in
They're
it. Like
so
they're just
funny.
so good. Like every single one of them.
It's not a film that everyone's seen though.
They
Yeah, which
should
is
see it though,
strange.
because like I
Yeah.
feel like it's just so funny compared to like I don't know. It's just so funny,
It's
and even
hilarious.
the animation is so good in it as well.
It's really good for the time, and then like each character just has a backstory and has like such a
Yeah.
personality.
It takes you on such a
connect to each of
ride as
them.
well. Like I remember I used to be terrified of the grass.
Yeah, it is quite scary in some
Like
parts.
when they come down into the whatever it's called.
the like
What are
Hill?
ants' homes called? Yeah, into the hill. Whatever.
ant hill.
And like you could hear all like the wings flapping before they
Yeah.
came. It was terrifying. So yeah, then at number 3 I have Coraline, and I actually
Yeah.
like my top
Yeah,
3
she's
I
on the
was like
list.
juggling around. Coraline is like just so,
So
good. Like,
did
it
you read
kind
the
of-
book?
No.
The book, it did a really good job like portraying the book. Like that's what I imagined
Yeah.
when reading the book.
But I never thought like it was so dark, and then like the stop motion, just the way it was done was just so like
so good.
Mm.
beautiful and haunting. Like it was actually just so good. Like I went into it not really knowing what to expect, and then it came out and I was just like, wow, like that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
It's
what
kind
I
of a
was
Marmite movie. There's a lot
Yeah.
of people who are kind of freaked out by it.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I suppose it's kind of like too dark for some children.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Leica are kind of like that with their movies, like, and
I think so,
Paranormal is
yeah.
kind of the same, which I,
I
love
really
that too.
didn't.
But
The only guy that I was like, because I saw it with a load of kids that I was babysitting, and they were absolutely terrified, not of the Spider Woman, but of the Russian gymnast who lived in the top. They found him horrifying.
yeah, I don't know. I guess even the plot was a bit complex but like
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
like our age looking at it, you can just really appreciate.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would totally
definitely.
recommend reading the book because it's so good.
Yeah.
Just like the book itself, like paints such a good picture in your head.
Yeah,
Ooh.
but even I just was so like struck, like you know when like everything starts unraveling,
Yeah,
like that scene was just so well animated. It's like
exactly.
this is really cool. Then at number 2 I have The Incredibles. Yeah, I just love The Incredibles because I mean it's Pixar and superheroes. Like obviously I'm gonna
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
How could you not?
Yeah, and just even as a child, like it was like I just watched it over and over again. I still do now. Like it's like I go a year and I'm like shit, I haven't watched The Incredibles in like a year. I need to watch it now.
I could not name that movie for a year purely because I kept on calling it The Indestructibles. I just couldn't
You
get
did
the fact
the
it
other
was
night when
Incredibles.
we
I
were
did,
playing
yeah.
Heads Up. Yeah.
I could not grasp it was The Incredibles. It was The Instructables, The Impossibles. It was everything except The Incredibles to me for a year. It just did not work in my brain.
I just know, and like it annoys me so much that they made like a Cars 2 and a prequel. Like when The Incredibles was so ready for a sequel. But, like,
Everyone was ready for a
Yeah.
sequel.
Yeah.
But I feel like what they can do, like, because I know that they've said that The Incredibles sequel is like in development or whatever. What they can do is do kind of like what they did with Toy Story 3 and have the characters a bit older. So you
Yeah.
can have,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I hope that happens.
yeah, you can have like Jack with like his really cool powers or whatever, and he's like 10, and then the other two are kind of older, and then
Yeah.
Mm.
It's just because they left it off with such like a fast kind of, and they could have gone any way with a sequel,
yeah.
Mm.
and which they haven't done with a lot of their films. So they should have, like, if anything, they should have made a sequel for The Incredibles,
Yeah.
and they just didn't.
But I feel like I think they could do like such a cool storyline now though, because they could be like Mr. and Mrs. Incredible are like retired or whatever. The other two are like
They're
it's kind of like
taking it on.
kind of like a
Yeah.
new era of these superheroes, and then like some big threat comes and they have to come out of retirement, and then they're
Yeah,
back
because
together
like,
again.
what's his face? Frozone could have kids
Yeah.
by now.
Yeah.
Everyone
Oh,
could have kids.
Everyone will have kids.
I
It's
just
like
want
the
to see
Incredibles
Emerald
Academy.
Oh my god.
That'd be great. Yeah, so then at number 1 I have Toy Story 3. Which I don't know, like, I went into it and like I love the first two so much, and I was not expecting like I wasn't expecting what I got, kind of, and then like I don't know, I just became really attached to it because I was like, shit, my childhood is like running away. I'm old now, so then I just have this movie, and like it was so much more mature than the other Toy Stories as well.
Yeah.
As a movie, like even when they're going into the furnace and stuff, it's like,
yeah, it's a bit darker.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But like they still have kind of like the charming characters and stuff like that. So yeah, I just hope that they don't screw that up with Toy Story 4. It's like what
Dear
I'm
Lord.
dreading. But yeah, so yeah, that's my list, and we're going to
We'll
go to
cut to a song now. Yeah. Right. Well, here's Moving to New York by the Wombats.
I've just had the craziest week, like a party bar. my smile. Ride my little bluebell, wanna take a chance, wanna sip the smooth ale, kick it in the sand. I said I told you so, but you just wanna cry. You just wanna know those peanut butter vibes. My simple soul, this ain't gonna work. My wicked words ain't tipsy topsy sluts. I can't take this place, no, I can't take this place. I just wanna go where I can get some space.
That was Gooey by Glass Animals. And Siobhan, we'll come to you for your list now.
Okay, well, I could only get down to 11, so I'm kind of cheating. But at number 11, I have Atlantis: The Lost Empire.
That's on my list.
Yeah.
I love that
Love
franchise.
That film. Oh, I
There's
didn't
multiple.
like the sequels. Though.
Oh, I really liked them. I thought they were really pretty.
It was just I
The
found
stories were crap, but it was still really nice animation.
Yeah, true. But I also the fact that when they were making it, I can't remember what musical was being made at the same time, but in the same studios. So the Atlantis crew would walk around with t-shirts saying Atlantis, more explosions, less songs.
Ah.
I
And I
would
just
think
also
I
love
always
the
think of
movie.
Atlantis. It's kind of like in the Lost and Found pile of Disney movies, like
Yeah.
along with like
Very
along with like
random.
the sword and the stone and shit like that. Like they're
Yeah.
all, like Hercules even is kind of thrown in there.
So, I feel like it's so underrated though. 'Cause it
So
was really
good.
well done. The whole way it was orchestrated, and even like the technology that they created in it.
Yeah,
was
I
very
like
good.
love their submarine. It's like all kind of
Yeah.
steampunk style. Oh, I love it.
So yeah. Then at number 10 I had Finding Nemo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was
in
one
my
of mine.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be on people. Then number 9 I have Chicken Run.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That was one that like all of like when I went over to my cousin's house and stuff, they all loved it, but I was just like, I can't. do
It's
it.
so basic.
But see, I don't like the kind of Play-Doh style
You don't like
stop
kind of Wallace and Gromit
animation.
something?
Yeah, no, I
I
just
see
don't
Wallace
like
and
it.
Gromits on my list.
The
I
amount
like
of
that.
like
Yeah.
effort that goes into
Yeah.
making
I
that
know,
kind
but
of
see, I
animation
prefer
is
like
brilliant.
kind of like the car, like that type of stop
Yeah.
motion. Like I don't know, I think there's something about
I
the
just-
really like Play-Doh-y looking ones that I just don't like.
But
Yeah.
that's the thing is that I'm not a huge fan of Wallace and Gromit, but I really love this movie just because I just love how they animated the chickens. And it's just
Yeah, they are
they-
funny looking. Like
It's
but-
really funny. Just
It's
like,
a good
as kid.
story as
Yeah,
well.
as
Like it
well.
is a good
Yeah.
film.
And then at number 8 I have Pocahontas.
Yeah.
That reminds me
Yeah.
of my nana's house.
Pocahontas is like it's beautiful to look at, but the story just really isn't there. Like
But
they
Plus,
copy
it's
the
also
story.
a really bad
Fabricated.
story.
Yeah.
'cause It's
So I still
not true to history.
That
love it.
what was the name of that character as well? I hated him so much. The one that Mel Gibson played.
John,
Yeah,
like the main
yeah.
love interest.
Mel
John
Gibson
Smith.
played him,
Yeah.
didn't he? Yeah.
Ew.
I really
I didn't
didn't
even
like
know that.
That's
That's disgusting. I
It's
hate
just such a,
Pocahontas.
stupid ass love interest. I was like, Pocahontas can do so much better than this.
It's so bad
ass.
because, like, in actual historical context,
Oh.
like he would have raped Pocahontas,
Yeah, exactly.
and like
Lord.
taken her back to England
I know,
as like a
but
slave wife.
Like pushed this out of
no
my
talking
head.
trees around there.
But and the only thing that let me down about Pocahontas was the sequel, which nobody should ever watch because it was just terrible.
I didn't even
All
know
the
there
Disney
was one.
sequels are just made for
This one
babies,
was
though, so
terrible.
like,
Yeah.
they're not made for
Actual people,
actual consumption. So
Actual
people with actual brains.
yeah,
Don't watch it.
At number 7, I have The Iron Giant.
Another film that I don't know.
I
I'd watch it if it
loved
was
it as a
on, but
kid.
I didn't like
lost in the
it.
found pile.
I absolutely loved it as a kid. All right.
But I mean, it is like a good movie. Like actually, I think who directed that? It could have been Brad Bird, the
I
guy
have
that
no
directed
idea.
The Incredibles. I think it could have been him. But yeah, no, it is a good movie, but it's kind of just one that's left behind in history that
Yeah.
no one will ever
A lot
remember.
of the ones I have here are the ones that like people kind of forgot about, but I just absolutely love them. All right. Then I have number 6. I have Shrek.
I think the jokes in that are hilarious. Like all the adult jokes.
In the first Shrek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, in
So
all
bad.
of them.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
hilarious. Like that's why they've got such like a
Except the third
cult
one,
following.
That's not funny.
yeah. No, that's not.
It's
Yeah,
just
we'll
not
do that.
funny.
At number 5, I have The Prince of Egypt. Which. Why are you giving me that face? It's just aesthetically
God.
stunning. The song's really powerful. It's just a beautiful movie.
That's like an old woman cartoon.
It's
Like, I'm not
It was
surprised
like-
on your list.
It's
But
like
an
a
old
two
cartoon
adults
enough.
for children.
yeah,
yeah. At number 4, I have Treasure Planet.
good one.
Another
Yeah,
one
that was on
lost
my
in
list.
time,
Yeah.
though. It's like all
Mikey's not
no, but
impressed
like
with my
all the
selection.
Disney movies from that period kind of were just completely
Just, like,
forgotten
yeah.
about. Like,
Yeah, just because I didn't.
Yeah, 'cause
There's
it
no
was-
consistency in
You
like-
only remember
It was
them
kind of
because
that phase,
McDonald's had
like-
toys for them.
exactly. It was kind of that phase like after the like renaissance of Disney movies, like you had with your Little Mermaids and stuff, and then there was kind of just these movies like in between, and then they
Yeah.
got really bad with like Chicken Little and what was the other one?
Home and Away. No, not Home and Away.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Home on the Range.
yeah. And there was one more really bad one. Oh, I can't think of it now. But yeah, they just had a phase of really bad movies, and then they kind of came back recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I've seen Treasure Planet actually.
It's
Yeah,
so
no, I
good.
haven't
It is
either.
actually really good.
It's
I was
really good.
babysitting about a year ago, and in the credits, like, or before, we were watching it on VHS. I was at my friend's house. We were both babysitting a load of kids, and it said coming out summer 2003, right? And me and my friend were like, "Oh, we remember this," and all these kids were like, "We weren't even born yet," and I was like, "Oh, I never felt so old in my life."
Oh my god.
Look, you need to see Treasure Planet. It is a very good movie. Number 3, I have Aladdin.
Good
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yes.
It's good.
Then at number 2, I have The Road to El Dorado.
Which you always talk about.
I know.
What
She
is
always
that?
makes
That's another
reference-
one I've
You've
never
seen-
heard
I
of.
don't. It is a really niche.
Who made it? Like,
DreamWorks did. It was one like DreamWorks earlier
It's
cartoons.
really
Oh, wow.
old. It's really good though. It
Yeah,
is quite
like
good. It's a
Kenneth
funny.
Branagh and Kenneth Branagh. I can never pronounce his name. And is it Kevin Kline are in it? And Elton John wrote all the songs for it.
Oh wow.
And it's just
It
it's
is
just it's
beautiful
a
to
really
look
good,
at as well.
But also just like really, they've got 2 really good characters. They're both really funny, interacting with each other.
A
They've
really
also-
strong female lead
yeah.
as well.
And they've also got like the character horse. Like it was one of the first movies to have like a horse as a proper like character. And now since then you have Tangled and all those who have.
Well, Hercules,
Yeah.
I think, started that.
Oh, Hercules had that. Actually, too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't forget about Pegasus.
I actually feel like though, like since it happened in Tangled, like literally Tangled horse and the reindeer from Frozen were like the same thing, like
Yeah.
the same character, but with
But I
Although
think they
the
need that.
the Tangled reindeer was a little bit
Tangled
dumber.
Reindeer.
The Frozen.
and there was that
reindeer
weird
was a bit-
like bestiality song in the movie that made me really uncomfortable.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was like
the
about this guy and
people
his
out
reindeer
there,
being
the
in love.
reindeer.
It was like, oh my god, and they were like, it just made me so uncomfortable. Like, it's
Ooh,
my
no.
like, it's my least favorite part of that film. I'm like, can't.
See, as
You're
more time
reading
goes
way
on,
too
I
much
never
into
want
it.
to see Frozen.
No,
No,
you'd-
it
you'd
is.
see
No,
you'd
it's
see it.
weird. Okay, there's definitely fan fiction about it.
Probably. In number 1, I have Mulan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was one I forgot about.
Damn it,
I forgot
Mikey.
to put that on my list. I love Mulan. It's, one of
Shame
my-
on
It's
you.
my favorite Disney princess movie because, in my opinion, all the other Disney princesses are weak.
Mulan was
Mulan is
feisty.
strong.
Mulan is
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, she is the warrior princess, so I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Exactly.
If she was weak, we'd have no hope.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's just the amount of time that went into that movie. The fact it took them 7 years to make in total, and all the like the research that went into it. In my honorable mentions, then I have Up, Anastasia, and How to Train Your Dragon.
I was surprised that no one had said up yet. I actually
Yeah.
was.
I was like, because I was weighing it against the other ones. It's like the other ones. If I'm at home, I'm thinking, what if I'm going to watch an animation movie? I don't automatically think, let's watch Up.
I think,
was thinking, what would
yeah,
I do?
Up is probably one of the only animated films that I own on DVD. So,
Yeah, no, but it's one of Pixar's like strongest films.
Hmm.
Like
The old man it's based off of works at my local cinema.
yeah, I mean, no, it is. It's like it's one of like the animation and the story and the characters. Like you kind of just feel. I mean, they had you crying in the first 10
Oh.
minutes. and
Yeah.
it was sold from the very start.
still a better love story than Twilight.
Exactly. So yeah, like it is just one of those films like that you kind of just remember.
Yeah. I'm actually really surprised that none of you have mentioned Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas.
It's on my
That was
list.
on my,
It's
like,
on
my
my
short
list.
list.
Yeah,
It's on
I was
my
like,
list.
what? I mean, the animation in that.
So
It's
I
beautiful.
had the corpse bride on my shortlist actually. I really like that one.
The two,
Yeah, I really like that one. I didn't put it on my list, but I do really like it.
the storylines could be absolutely dreadful, but you'd still enjoy watching them just because.
That's what people said about the box trolls actually, like Leica's new film. It was like,
Yeah.
I actually haven't got to see it yet, but I really want to see it. But like, they said that the story wasn't great, but it's just so like beautiful, the stop motion animation, that like it doesn't really matter.
And McDonald's loved it. Like, we have so many of those little toys around. I don't even know who gets Happy Meals, but we have tons of them.
Okay, I guess I'll just like fly through my list because there's no real order to it. I have Wall-E. I think
Oh yeah.
Everyone forgets about Wall-E. It is a good one.
Yeah.
I have Wallace and Gromit. Stars, Mikey. I have the Brave Little Toaster because that
my
just
God.
Brave
reminds
Little Toaster.
reminds me of childhood. Have you never seen it?
What is that?
It's a little like it's all these house appliances
That can talk.
that can talk. I hate talking animals, but talking house appliances, you got my heart.
I love the Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars. That was one of
So good.
That was on my favorite
guys.
for a
We have to have a
while.
marathon. You're missing out.
yeah.
I have the Emperor's New Groove.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
that
on my
was
short
funny.
list too,
Yeah.
Just because it's funny. James and the Giant Peach,
That was on
which
my
is
short
like I
list
know
too,
there's
yeah.
some live action in it, but it is mostly animation, claymation, whatever. Jesus.
So break into the studio.
Alice in Wonderland. It's my favorite film.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think it's one.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
it's
love
so
Alice in
good.
Wonderland. The Nightmare Before Christmas, and then Spirited Away is top of
Need
my
to see
list
that.
forever and always.
Yeah.
It's so good. You guys have to watch it.
No, yeah, we will.
I first saw it. My mom was like, "Yeah." It was a day I was sick from school, but she brought me to the cinema, and she was like, "Yeah, we'll go to Japantown because there's a theater there, and we'll go see this," because she knew it was a cartoon. And then it was in Japanese, and she had to read me all the subtitles because I was 6, and so she was just there whispering to me. But it's still my favorite film. I've since seen it in English, and it's really good.
Yeah.
I think Monsters Inc. as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the
That was on my
relationship
short list too.
in that, it's heart-rendering. It's so beautiful. And Tangled, obviously we've mentioned it,
Yeah.
but it is actually one of my favourites.
It is good. Like I
It
enjoy
is good,
watching
yeah.
it. It's one of the more kind of action-packed princess.
It was
movies.
kind of
Yeah.
Disney's comeback as well.
Definitely,
like,
yeah.
It came back after kind of a slump and like being absolutely owned by Pixar for like 10 years, and then kind of came back with like a decent film. So
Exactly.
And of course, we said How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
And the sequel to that was good too.
yeah, no, the sequel is really good. It was like a solid sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did no one say The Jungle Book?
It
Why,
wasn't
that's why someone said
mine.
The Little Mermaid. Actually, I don't like it very much.
I
That's
hate
why I didn't say it.
Ariel.
Do you
She's
know-
my least favorite princess ever.
We
I
may
mean,
have shared a hair color at one point, but I hate her.
I mean, don't get married to someone on the first day, bitch. Get your
Yeah,
priorities
But that's the
straight.
thing, like the Little Mermaid. I like the movie itself. I don't really like her, but I like everything else happening in the movie.
She was one of the weakest Disney princesses ever. For
Yeah,
me.
she was just bye.
Yeah.
Do you know
Should've
what
stayed in the
was
ocean.
absolutely hilarious? And like, my whole family sat down and watched it. The Croods.
Oh,
Like,
I
there
did
was
see that.
one point in that movie when I had a laughing fit. Like, and I don't think you get that much with movies. They're never
Yeah.
that funny.
I remember when I watched The Croods thinking it was funny, but I don't. Now that I'm thinking back to it, I don't really remember much of the storyline.
Yeah, I don't either, but at the time I loved it.
Mm.
Despicable Me.
The music in that is unreal because it's.
I
I
good
mean,
for
yeah,
all.
it's a really good movie. I think it kind of has been butchered by like
Everyone
Oh,
loving
yeah,
the
Lord.
Minions.
it's too
Yeah.
much.
No.
I am looking forward to the Minions movie.
Same.
Yeah.
I don't really understand because they have their own language. So it's like, is this going to be a really confusing movie?
No, but there is human characters in it as well,
Yeah.
so it should be
I
okay.
don't know. I think the Minions have gotten too much spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're going to play a song now, and
Yeah.
then we'll be back with movie math and new releases.
All right. Here is Weeds by Marina and the Diamonds.
Could have filled the garden with all the flowers that you gave me, but none of them were ours. You know the problem with history, it keeps coming back like weed. And when nothing feels enough, at least you told me how to love, how to love, love. But it keeps growing back like weed. Baby, just open your eyes to see he's growing from inside me. And I just don't know what I can do. I thought that it mattered. Like weeds, like weeds, like weeds. Yeah, yeah. I miss all of my exes. They're the only ones that know me. And God knows that sex is a way to feel a little bit less lonely. Yeah, I try to keep it covered up. Yeah, I thought it could eventually. But now I
This week in new releases, on the 27th of March, we have Bill, Cinderella, Seventh Son, Wild Tales, The Face of an Angel, Get Hard, and Robert Overloads.
And then in this week's box office, in locally, number 5 is Kingsman: Secret Service, still holding on in top 5. The Gunman is number 4. Run All Night is number 3. Cinderella is number 2. And Divergent Insurgent has claimed number 1. And then in the worldwide box office, Kingsman is still top 5. Lost in Love is number 4. Taken 3 is number 3. Home is number 2. Ooh, I've read this wrong. Cinderella is actually number 2. I gave you the top 6. And
Yeah.
Divergent is number 1 worldwide. So, there's your box office.
Right, well, that's all we have time for this week. We are Screen Unseen.